What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Educated Barfly. Today we're doing another cocktail from the Aviary, that wonderful place in Chicago that was... I got busted on the last time we did the cocktail from the Aviary, which was the Father Knows Best from... Was that last week? From last week. I got busted on the pronunciation of a Grant Achatz name. That's how you spell it. It's Achatz. And I said Achatz. Grant Achatz, and then someone was like, "You pronounced that wrong, dude." And I was like, I pronounce everything wrong on this channel, and I always get busted for it. So it's kind of par for the course for the channel, but his name is Grant Achatz. Anyway, the Aviary is a very forward-thinking bar that has utilized the molecular gastronomy kind of technique to revitalize classic cocktails and original cocktails. It was created by Grant Achatz and Nick Kokostas, which is his partner, and the bar director there is named Micah Melton. Today we are going to be doing holiday cocktails from the Aviary. They have a wonderful new book, Holiday Cocktails, out, and what's great about it is that you would think that all the Aviary cocktails are lots of sciencing and lots of work to do, but actually the ones that they did for this holiday season are actually pretty simple, so we're going to be doing one. That said, we're doing a Chicago cocktail, and like I did before, and I think this is going to be a tradition on this channel, we're going to drink a shot of Malort before we start. A nice healthy pour in my Duralex glass. Somebody else, I think some French person was like, "Is that a Duralex glass? That's what we used to drink out of in high school." It made me feel weird that you drank a shot out of something out of a Duralex glass, and that's what it is. It's a French Duralex glass. I have these at the house because they are tempered glass. They're hard to break, and I have little kids, so it's kind of like a nice thing to have. And the other thing is that a lot of people have been, I knew that as soon as I put Malort on this channel, a lot of people were going to start talking about, oh, Malort. But the thing is that Malort's really not that bad. People say it tastes like thumbnails and bad intentions, and they have all these wonderful things to say about how terrible it tastes. But really, it doesn't taste that bad. It's more like it goes in very watery, and it's almost like no flavor, and then in the back palate, you get this massive bitterness. All right, cheers. What?
Oh, no, go drink it. I was gonna say, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know that it's Swedish.
The Malort I think actually, I'd have to look this up, and I'll correct myself below if this isn't true, but I think it is a Swedish recipe that someone's grandmother brought to Chicago when they moved there a long time ago, 1800s, and then they created, and this was their family recipe. I think that's what it is. And I think it is actually based on a Swedish thing, because actually I keep on saying Malort, which is how Americans pronounce it, but a lot of people have been like, "I can't believe that Marius didn't correct your pronunciation. It's Malort," or whatever, like with the big O with the two, like the umlauty kind of two dots above it.
Yeah, I guess it would be like Malort.
Malort. I'm gonna drink my shot of Malort. But everyone was scandalized that you were like, "He's Norwegian," and he didn't even.
I've never heard of it.
Really? Well, anyway, I say Malort, and everyone in the United States says Malort. People from Chicago says Malort. I guess it's Malort. I feel like I sound like the Swedish chef from the Muppets when I do that. Okay, let's cheers, guys. Yeah, it's like... Okay, here's the deal. It has a very bitter finish, and what's crazy about it is that the bitter finish grows when you drink it on your back palate. It stays in the back of your mouth. But it's not that bad. It's sort of like kind of a spicy, I don't know. I brought some water to just wash my palate when I taste this, because we're gonna be doing this awesome cocktail in just a second. All right, so what we're making here is the Aviary's version of a Grasshopper. The Grasshopper is kind of a much maligned drink from the past, and every, big bartender has kind of recreated their version of this drink. Jeffrey Morganthaler has one, Jim Meehan has one, and then now Micah Melton, the Aviary, has one. I like what they did here, because what we did here is we actually made a mint vodka, and what we did is we took 350 grams of like my favorite vodka, so I was using Mulholland Distilling vodka, and then 100 grams of fresh mint, And you basically blanch the mint and then put it in an ice bath to stop the cooking so that it doesn't get vegetal. And then you take chilled vodka and you put it all in a blender and blend it, and you blend it. And then the reason why you use chilled vodka is because blending, that motor actually creates heat inside the little blending cup. So you use chilled vodka to sort of counteract the heat because you don't want it to heat up anymore. And then you make this wonderful mint vodka. It tastes it smells incredible. It tastes really, really good. And then the other homemade ingredient that we have here is white chocolate syrup. The way that we did this is we took, I believe it's 200 grams of white chocolate. If I'm wrong, it's right down below. And then we took 100 grams of white chocolate and 200 grams of water, and we sort of blended it all together over heat until it melted. And then we put this in an ice bath as well to bring it down to temperature really quick. And then you leave it overnight, and then all of the chocolate fat separates, and then you skim the chocolate fat off, or you double strain, or you fine strain it out, and you have this white chocolate syrup. All right, let's get into making the actual cocktail now, shall we? Okay, we're gonna be using 1 ounce of Tempus Fugit creme de cacao. Now, I'm gonna say this, some of you guys are gonna be a little bit pissed about this recipe because it's very hard to, you can't sub things out like this Ancho Reyes, which is it's a poblano chili liqueur. You cannot actually sub for anything. There's no other product in the market that's like it. So if you can't get it where you're at, you're kind of out of luck on this cocktail. We're gonna do just 1 ounce of the Tempus Fugit creme de coco. This is the creme de coco that is called for in the actual recipe from the Aviary. You can sub it out if you want to, just FYI. Then we're going to be doing 1 ounce of the white chocolate syrup. We're going to do, 1/4 of an ounce. I'm gonna do 1/4 ounce of the poblano, the poblano chili liqueur, and then we're doing 1.25 ounces of the mint vodka. We're gonna set this aside, add our ice to our tin. And give it a nice hard shake. All right. And then we're just going to strain it into a glass. Give it a taste. Let's see. Tastes like Christmas. I think a hint of mint. It's really good. I love it. Now I gotta say, if you want this thing to be more verdant green, you would then have to use like a white creme de coco. So this creme de coco is actually the brown one, so it's going to take away from the vibrancy of the mint and kind of give it sort of a more muted and brown look. If you want it to be very vibrant green, because this is like so vibrantly green, if you want to do that and kind of have it that way, you would have to sub out the creme de coco for like a Marie Brizard white chocolate, like the clear creme de coco. But it is wonderful tasting as you get the poblano and the mint work really well together. The creme de coco is the most prominent flavor in there, and the white chocolate is sort of evening it out a little bit. And then you have that poblano and the mint on the finish. So there you have it, my friends. I don't know what else more to say about it. Marius cracks a little smile every time I say, there you have it, my friends, because that's like my go-to sort of wrapping up the episode kind of saying, I guess. But there you have it, and you are, my friends, the Grasshopper from the Aviary. If you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe, and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/theeducatedbarfly. We have awesome content exclusive to Patreon going there, so you should check out our Patreon, and What else? I don't know. What else? I don't know. I guess I'll just see you guys on another time. Bye.